Hi, Steve Walker, Promise Money. Now today we have heard in the news that property prices have gone up in the last month by 0.9%. You want to know, is that real or isn't it? So let me give you a little bit of background to that. Then there are two schools of thought. Today, by the way, it's 1st November 2023. So I did a video less than a month ago saying, look, rates are coming down. Fixed rates are definitely coming down. Lenders are looking long term and expect rates to come down, which is why they're dropping fixed rates. And if fixed rates start to come down, that means mortgages will get cheaper. That's going to put confidence into the market. And I was predicting that we would start to see property prices increasing. I didn't expect it to happen this fast. And that we might be getting towards the bottom of where the market is. So if you're thinking, right, is now the time to buy or not? Nobody knows for sure, but the two schools of thought. So firstly, property prices have gone up by 0.9%, and that is a really positive thing. But how real is it? It's reported by the Nationwide. They're not involved in cash transactions, but they are involved in mortgage transactions. And I'm not disputing the numbers, but what is there behind that? Why have those numbers happened? And one school of thought is, well, actually, some brokers are saying we are seeing more first-time buyers now coming back to the market. We're actually getting busier. We're getting more inquiries, and that's because there's a little bit more confidence, which is what I was saying early in October. There's more confidence because long-term rates are coming down, fixed rates are coming down. That means mortgages are more affordable, and people are starting to start looking. But then on the other reason why some are saying that property prices have gone up is because it's a combination of the fact that more people are looking, but also the fact that the property stocks are quite low. There's not a lot on the market, therefore it's artificially pushing those prices up. And I think there's a lot of truth in that. So we shouldn't get excited about a 0.9% increase in property prices, because we have got a few more buyers coming back to the market, and we've got less properties available. So that's going to give you a little bit of a spike. But there's something else you need to bear in mind, and this is from a different school of thought, and only time will tell, but let me explain it to you. At the moment, there's a thing called the mortgage charter, which means that if people are falling into arrears or having problems with their mortgages, mortgage lenders are required to give them an awful lot more latitude than they would have done in the past. And there's an awful lot of people who are going to be coming towards the end of fixed rates, and they're going to get a mortgage rate shock. And when that would have happened in the past, they might have fallen into arrears. It'd been reported into arrears. Repossessions might have been taking place. That was how it used to be. But at the moment, lenders are required to be a lot more forgiving. So as a result of that, we're not seeing arrears figures. We're not seeing properties being put on the market. We're not seeing repossessions. And that's because of the mortgage charter. So some are saying that is falsely stopping repossessions coming onto the market and is propping up the property market at the moment. And if the mortgage charter was to end, or lenders get to the end of this period where they have to give this a degree of forgiveness about arrears, etc., that could mean a whole load of properties come on the market at that time, which means that the property could be awash with the market could be awash with properties, and that will take prices down. How real is that? Well, it depends, I suppose, on whether rates come down enough to negate the fact that people are in trouble and are struggling to make their repayments. And it also depends on how long this mortgage charter goes on for, and if it's renewed, and if lenders have to continue to give this level of forgiveness. But the general feeling amongst many is that there is this pot of, let's call it a problem, pot of problems, lots of people who have got problems with their mortgages, and at some point those problems might spill over and cause a bit of a deluge of properties due to repossessions coming onto the market, which could therefore mean that property prices drop. So there's two schools of thoughts. You've got all this positivity, rates have been held. We're going to hear later today whether they've been held again. I think they will. and long-term fixed rates coming down. So that's all good news. So let's pile in and start thinking about getting back into the property game. And then at the back of our minds, we've got this potential pot of problems for customers who are falling into arrears, which might come along and just impact on the property market at some point in the future. So what's the right answer? I don't know. Some are positive, some people are negative. You've got to make your own decisions. Personally, I would be going on the basis of let's still start looking at properties now, because you've got an opportunity to get on the ladder and you've got an opportunity to buy while property prices are quite low. But there's no guarantee that this little bubble that's bubbling away doesn't pop at some point and we get a temporary blip. But I think it'd be a temporary blip. So there's no right or wrong answer, but I thought you might be interested to know that there are two sides to the argument before you dive in. I'll be doing a little bit more research on this, so if I hear any more, I'll be updating you accordingly. That's where we are at the moment, and fingers crossed we don't get a base rate rise today. I don't think we will. All the best. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.